The battle between the anti-free speech Tory government and the online world continues as a number of tech companies are now coming out against the online safety bill. Things are getting completely ridiculous with this bill. That's been in the works for some time now. You even had Nadine Dorries promoting it, and all these so-called conservatives in the cabinet who have no respect for free speech at this point, and they want to have more big government intervention with big tech, because that's the responsibility of the government, to be the parents for you guys, because your parents were not good enough. So we're going to have to parent you, and we will call ourselves nanny. A nanny state. That's what we are dealing with. Now, I'm not a big supporter of all these big tech companies, but sometimes we have to pick your battle, and the enemy of an enemy is a friend. And in this area, well, a company like Meta, who control Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp, have been problematic on certain censorship issues. WhatsApp itself, as an app, have been pretty consistent when it comes to fighting for freedom. And I'm not even claiming WhatsApp are angels. They also have their own problems. So, WhatsApp has now said, rather be blocked in Britain than weaken their security. They refuse to surrender to the government to be able for the government to have more say over the content on WhatsApp. Basically, government, all these governments want, and European Union want to have more say, want to have more control over what's going on in these apps. And WhatsApp, thank God, and Signal as well. And so there have been a number of them who've come out and say, we have been selling this product to our users and consumers as encrypted, as safe and protected. If you're gonna have any influence on it, then I would rather if you just block it. And I absolutely respect that. Now again, not a big fan of big tech, but this is absolutely spot on. So they've said this, and the app Signal also previously and even right now said that it could stop providing services in the UK if this idiotic bill required it to scan their messages. Why does the government even want to do that? Now we know that initially it was Amber Rudd, who was Home Secretary back in the days of 2016-17. She was obsessed with getting more influence over having access to WhatsApp, and it was in the name of national security. It was in the name of stopping our enemies, and if you got nothing to hide, then you shouldn't really worry. Okay, slippery slope. What happened with that Barack Obama, by the way, in the late 2000s, when he was coming out with those idiotic, very powerful authoritarian measures that you had to have Edward Snowden to expose it, to be a whistleblower for the government to be exposed. That was absolutely dangerous for the government to have surveillance on ordinary citizens, or innocent, no suspects, just because the government can, just because they want to control every aspect of our lives, in case one of us misbehaves in the future. Now, we've had Meredith Whittaker, who is the president of Signal, who has come out to say this, and responding to this issue, saying, I'm looking forward to working with essentially the president of WhatsApp and others to push back. Yes, she was talking about Will Cathcart, who is the head of WhatsApp at Meta. WhatsApp still have more autonomy inside Meta, by the way. It's not like Facebook or Instagram, but they're still part of the organization. But because Will has come out to say that yes, we do feel the same. And it's very important that we work together, and I'm honored to get to do so, to push back on behalf of the users, on behalf of the consumers. This is the first time we've actually had tech companies taking our side, which is quite weird. By the way, let's not forget that they have their own interests as well to make more money and to stay relevant in the market. It's called capitalism. But at the same time, if they're going to do this on our behalf, then fine. Enemy of an enemy is a friend for now. Always remain skeptical, big tech as well, big government as well as big business. But for now, anything to stop this stupid bill and this draconian bill, fine, I'll do it. I'll join the fight as well. Now, Will Cathcart said, in terms of mass surveillance tool, if companies installed software onto people's phones and computers to scan the content of their communications against a list of illegal content, what happens when other countries show up and give a different list of illegal content? That is an absolutely beautiful question. It's so spot on. Because, yeah, in the UK, there might be a list of illegal content. And WhatsApp could say, yes, fine, you can scan it. But what about in France or Germany when they say something else? So the whole WhatsApp as a company have to just say yes to everything, and that's the problem. Now, Monica Horton, who is the of the digital rights campaigners at the Open Rights Group, said that with over 40 million users of encrypted chat services in the UK, this turns it into a mass surveillance tool with potentially damaging consequences for privacy and free expression rights. Now, the Information Commissioner's Office, which says it is working closely with Ofcom, told the BBC that any intervention that could weaken encryption must be necessary and proportionate. Yeah, we trust you guys. We trust you guys to know where the line is. Because, as I always say, who died and made you God? Who is there to assess the line? It's the same with free speech. It's not, for those who can sit back and support this bill and say, oh, we trust the government. All they want to do is keep our children safe and national security. Yeah, that's the intent. But as Milton Friedman always said, do not judge a policy or program by its intent and intention. Judge it by its outcome and what is going to actually happen, the consequences. It doesn't really matter about intentions. Socialists could go out there every single day and say, we want to do something for equality. Yeah, we all do. and we're going to eliminate poverty. Ideally, we want it to. But the policies that they come up with has very, very bad negative consequences long term. It's about the outcome of the policy, not the intention. Idiots. Anyway, I'm done. Need a break. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm Mahyar, Tousi, and we are the media.